Today's video is sponsored by DistroKid. If you are on the hunt for a music distributor, there's a 7% discount linked in the description of this video. They've spanned outside of the music distribution and promotion realm, and I'll be showing you how you could be saving money by going with DistroKid later in this video. Today is all about the Digitone, and I recently had like a eureka moment with it, and it just seems so simple, but there's actually a lot more space than I previously had thought with the sequencer. There's a lot of melodic counterpoint going on in that example, which is what we're going to be focusing on in this video. If you'd like to focus more on drums, no problem. I actually have a dedicated video focused on mapping drums with the Digitone. There it is. And I don't want to put any sort of limit on this video, but my goal is to put together 4 patterns, and I've already mapped out the drums. So pattern 1, there's no drums. I might add kick to that. Pattern 2 is kick. Pattern 3 is kick and hi-hat. And then pattern 4 is, you know, all the drums. There's certainly room to get more intense than pattern 4, but we'll consider this like the payoff moment of the track for now. And just as a little trick, I have the exact same thing below each of those patterns, but without the kick. So it makes for a nice transition. And then going into the kick. 1, 2, 3, You're unable to use mute mode to get rid of the kick because all of the drums are on one track, right? And the rest is melodic, so we're gonna go over to pattern 1. I'm actually gonna add the kick back into here just to use it like as a metronome. I've got my bass tones. I've got like this weird lead. Kind of sounds like a guitar. And then I have an arpeggio. The parameters of this arpeggio are already set, but we might start this from scratch. So you might be thinking, okay, well, 3 elements, that's not really that much, and you're right. I'll be showing you that even after these elements, there's still quite a bit of space left in the step sequencer to add more parts. We'll go to pattern 1. We'll start right away with bass. Something nice and simple, really sparse. Let's do that. Funny enough, bass is usually the only melodic track that I don't add any other parts to, so we're just gonna leave that as is. And now, lead. Okay, already. Let's do that. 2, 3. See if that quantized properly. 2, 3. Perfect. That was quick. We're gonna keep it minimalist, and I think that's all we're gonna add for pattern 1. I'm gonna get rid of that kick. Cool. You might have noticed that I have a pedal here, so let's just make use of it. It's like an ambient pedal. Ecosystems by Empress. This is an amazing pedal. Just FYI. Let's hear it. Okay, we're on to something. Okay, so I just had to pause the video to look this up. This next part is a little bit tedious. So pattern 1, bass tones, synth tones. The first thing you need to do is hit the track that you want to copy. So let's say this one, copy. It says copy track 1 sound. From there, you could head over to whatever pattern you want to copy that to and just copy it in. So copy that sound, paste track 1 sound. So that only copies the sound parameters. It doesn't actually copy the sequence. So if you want to copy the sequence, you go back to pattern 1, go into grid recording mode, which is just the copy button. Make sure you're on the track you want to copy. Function, copy track. And then once again, head over to pattern 2, and then the same thing. So we're still in grid record mode, function, paste. So now that whole thing has been pasted over. The only reason why I'm doing this is because the drums were pre-recorded into this sequence. So if I was to copy, let's say, this entire pattern, pattern 1, it would erase the drums on the next pattern. So if you're ever in a situation like this, That's how you do it. So generally speaking, I think that each pattern should sort of level up in intensity. So pattern 2, we're gonna go over to the bass. I'm gonna add an extra note, maybe just at the end. That was the wrong note at the end. So we're gonna go to that last note. Ding, ding. Hear it? Still the wrong note. Ding, ding. I think it's a G. Here we go. There it is. And we'll make that last note a fill note. So what is that? So head over to the last note, condition. I'm gonna select fill. What this means is that this particular note will not play unless I'm in fill mode. So to enter fill mode, you just hit page while the sequence is playing. So if I play it the first time through, we don't hear that last note. Coming through the second time around. There it is. I'm actually hearing a note with a lot less attack on it. That one. So here we'll make this way less attack on this one. And we'll bring that volume down a bit. Maybe add some effects to it. Filter. Cool. And now on pattern 2, this is where the arpeggio could come in. So this is our current arpeggio. This is what it sounds like. That's not the right note. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna do this from scratch. And just before getting into this, I have an in-depth video going into the Digitone's arpeggio. There it is. Okay, let's try that. We can make the notes shorter if we want to. Maybe up the octave. Let's go up the octave now. So just that alone, that could be cool. So that already is cool. We could experiment with this. I like to enhance it by changing the notes. Usually steps 3, 5, and 7 are what I stick to because they're the most diatonic for the most part. Let's try this. And that is it. Let's record that in 2, 3. Let's just see if that combined with the Empress is enough of a build. I just love that. We're definitely ready for pattern 3. I'm just going to copy paste those over.
A few moments later.
Just to see where we're at on pattern 3, that's just the drums. That's everything else. In terms of parts and space with the Digitone, this is about as far as I've gone until recently. And what I'm about to explain is a technique that I have used on drums, but I've never thought about using it melodically. So it just really opened things up. That being said, there's still only 4 tracks with the Digitone, so there's only so far that you can go. So first off, all of my drums are on 1 track, so if I drop out the drums, it's very drastic. Like I'm not really able to drop out maybe the snare or just the hi-hats. As I explained earlier in this video, I do have the same pattern copied underneath without the kick, so that's an option. But you know, what if I wanted to drop another drum out? I mean, it's obviously a thing, but just to give you an idea of how abrupt it actually is. Let's say we're at the end of a phrase right here. I mean, it's cool, but that's the only option we have. We can't keep that kick going. So besides that, this is a bridge that I've never crossed. So let's say with my lead part, I'm going to mute everything else. And so this is a sequence that I just programmed. I actually performed it in. And if I open up my grid, there's still tons of space where I could program other notes, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Maybe on this note right here, open up my sound pool, and I'm obsessed with this flute sound. So let's just go ahead and throw that in. Open that note up. That's cool. I like the parameters of that note, so copy it, paste it somewhere over here. Boom. So right there, paste, and I'm going to drop this micro timing back completely. Boom. Whoops, wrong notes. Copy, paste right there. Change that note. Let's also set both of these notes condition to maybe, I don't know, 60%, 67%, sure. This one as well. So now independently, they're going to be playing 67% of the time. Makes it a bit more organic. And then of course, there's this third track, the arpeggio track, which is completely open, right? So we just have this one note and the rest of the grid is completely open. Because elektron sequencers are so strong and precise, you're able to change specific parameters and notes on any given step. Just for the hell of it, let's actually use the exact same sound, but we're going to change the parameters on it. Right, so what if that was on all the backbeats? And not to be a bummer, but there actually is a third limit here as well. I'm personally working on composing full-on tracks with my DAW setup and then being able to bounce it into my DAW. And so once again, having all of my drums on one track makes it super limited. I won't be able to mix that in my DAW. The only way around that, I guess, would be to add the Digitac to your mix, which is an expensive option, because if you have both of those together, you have 8 individual tracks on the Digitac for drums and then 4 tracks for the Digitone. And that setup that I just described is definitely something that I'll be exploring in a future video. If there's anything that you'd like for me to pinpoint on that, let me know in the comments. Let's see where we're at with that. Let's go to 2 and see the transition from 2 to 3. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we're on pattern 4. We still have plenty of space just looking at it, but I don't want to add too much. This is what pattern 4 sounds like. I don't know, I think that sounds pretty good. There's one other thing that I might want to add to this to make a jam out of it. Let's have a go at these 4 patterns and see what we can come up with. finally, here's how you might be able to save money with DistroKid. First off, it's 20 bucks a year to release unlimited music to all major streaming platforms. If you're someone who's using a link in bio link, chances are that you might be paying monthly for that sort of service. I was just a few months ago. DistroKid offers the exact same thing for free. It's called Hyperfollow, and you can claim as many pages as you want for free. And here's what it looks like. It's super clean. Embed your latest YouTube video, embed your latest single, social links, other important links you want people to click on or tap on. If I click on my music right here, it brings you to a whole separate Hyperfollow page. This way my audience could choose the actual streaming platform that they use to stream my music. This is just one of many reasons to join DistroKid. It's my favorite promotional tool that they offer, which is why I'm talking about it right now. But if you're on the lookout, make sure to use the discount linked in the description. Thank you all for watching. I've left a purchase affiliate link for the Digitone in the description as well. If you end up purchasing using that link, I make a small commission from that sale at no extra charge to you. Boost the algorithm, like if you're into this content, subscribe, do all the things. If you have any other suggestions for content that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys very soon.